Okay, so today's project is we're going to change the gear oil in the motorcycle. The Suzuki 2020 Suzuki Boulevard C50T. And so we're going to change the motor, change the gear oil. I'm going to be using Castrol Axle Limited Slip SAE 8090 APL GL5. And according to the owner's manual for this motorcycle, you guys have to use an SAE 90 hypoid gear oil, which is rated GL5 and under the API classification system. If you operate the motorcycle where ambient temperature is below 0 degrees, 32 Fahrenheit, use SAE hypoid gear oil. So we're going to change the gear oil. So the place to change it, the bolts are here on the rear tire on the left side where the kickstand is. And it's for this bolt is an 18 millimeter. It's 18 millimeter there. And this one here in the bottom is a 20 millimeter. So, and that's the 20 millimeter socket. I was able to do that. And when you do it, you gotta make sure you have a pan here, because it's gonna drip down. As I loosen this, it's gonna drip down into this pan. And if you get it on the tire, just wipe it down, because you don't want it to corrode the tire. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna be using Castrol Axle Limited Slip SAE 8090 API, could be L, GL5 API, I guess, gear oil. And got a little funnel to pour the new gear oil in. And I don't know how much gear oil is in here. I'm hoping the manufacturer put gear oil in it, because after about 1,000 miles, 800 miles, they recommend, or according to the owner's manual, to change the gear oil on the schedule. I'm going to eventually get the oil changed as well. The oil is on that side, and I'll be doing that next. But I'm waiting for I ordered some oil filter and oil filter wrench through Suzuki Parts. So I'm hoping that will arrive. When that arrives, then I will do the oil change. But right now we're doing the gear oil. So let's loosen this up and take this, let it drain. Okay. I said to use gloves, but how much is in here? There might not be nothing in here. A little bit. So that's gear oil coming out. That's the screw. So I'm going to make sure I have to clean that screw off as well. You get that crud that's inside there. I'll get that too. And let's just get this bolt off. Let it all drain out. Now you gotta watch out for the gasket. There's a gasket, and here you gotta watch that you don't lose. You gotta do this carefully. And you see the gasket right there. So you gotta make sure that stays in there. And we gotta clean that part off. Clean the inside of that hole. And so we're letting the gear oil drain out. Until all that drains out for maybe 10-15 minutes, and we'll replace it with the new gear oil. That's just about dripping. That's how much gear oil was in there. It's still dripping. It's a spider coming. It's a spider. A spider's coming to check this stuff out. Spider says, I'm getting out of here. Don't get stuck in the gear oil, spider. Hope it's not a venomous spider. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be doing the oil next, but I got to wait for the oil filter to arrive and the oil filter wrench. I'm using my monster toolbox to get these tools. Open it up. So let's clean these little bolts. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to clean out that crud that's inside there. So just use a rag and dry it all off. Washcloth, paper towel, and I also got a paper clip that I'm going to dig up in there and try to get that stuff out of there. Okay, so clean this off. You want to be careful that you don't scratch it too much, because you don't want to mess up the threads. You want to get that crud out of there. And I got to use 2 hands for this. And this as well. See all that garbage, all that gunk? You want to clear that out. But like I said, you got to be careful. You don't pull anything that's supposed to be in there out of there. You see all that crud that was in there? Just dug it out with a paper clip and clean it out. Okay, so we got them to clean, and as you make sure you try to get all that lint and the kind of paper from the paper towel off, and you blow it. I just used paper, like I said, I just used paper towel and a washcloth. If you get cotton balls, you can use cotton balls or Q-tip, things like that, of that nature. All right, so we're going to put these bolts back on and put the gear oil in. Okay, so just screw this bottom screw in. I think that's the 20 millimeter. All right, so just got it hand tightened now, and just tighten it up. It's the 21 millimeter socket. Tighten it up. Don't make it too tight. And just make it tight so it won't drain out. And now I'm going to put the gear oil in here, and then we'll be done, and tighten that up, and then we'll be done. So let's get the gear oil in there. You just snip the end of that. Pour it in without making a mess. Of course, I made a little bit of a mess here. So just screw this little cap on. I think that's the I believe this is the 18 millimeter, yeah. 18mm bolt nut. Just screw it on and then we'll be done. And there we have gone. We've done it. Turn it up. And we're finished with the gear oil project. And no leaking, which is good. No leaking from the bottom, which is just the way I like it. So we are done. That is how to change the gear oil in a 2020 Suzuki Boulevard C50T. All done. Hope you enjoyed the video.